Hi everyone, and welcome to another of my video tutorials. Now in this quick tutorial I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can cache or save Google Fonts on your website for better GDPR compliance. Now why would you want to do this? So basically, very quickly, what happens with Google Fonts is that if you use a Google font on your website, it's not actually saved on your hosting or your website itself. It's downloaded from the Google Fonts repository. Now there was a case, I think back in 2022 in Germany, where somebody successfully sued a website for doing this. Now Google has updated their terms and done things a little bit differently in response to this, but basically what happens is that the issue really with GDPR is that if somebody hasn't consented to have something downloaded to their computer while on your website from somewhere that is not your website, so basically when they visit your website, if unbeknownst to them something is downloaded from an external website to their browser or their computer without their consent or knowledge, you have a problem. Now this was an isolated case in Germany, and for the vast majority of people out there the likelihood of this happening is extremely low, but still, you know, there's a very simple way to fix this for free or with a paid plugin which gives you a bunch of other features too. Now so without using any of these, now the way Google Fonts works, I believe, is that when the font is downloaded, it's cached in the user's browser for 1 year. Now this was Google's response and way of getting around this. I don't know if this is effective enough or not, but that's what they do. But the problem, of course, is that's based on the concept that the person doesn't clear out their browser. If the person clears their cookies, then everything gets reset, or if the person is using a private browser or a cookie buster or not saving their cookies, for whatever reason, each time it's going to be downloaded. So the safest way to do this is to cache or save the Google Fonts on your own server, and then when people are viewing your web pages, they're not getting the fonts from Google or from an external site, they're getting them from your site, and that way you are fully GDPR compliant and you won't have this problem. And it's very, very simple to do. So let's go into the dashboard of my website and let me show you. Now the first option is you can go and download a plugin. So let's go to the install plugins and go to add plugins, and I'm going to show you a plugin that up until now I've always used. Okay, and the reason I'm not using it now is because of these next 2 features I'm going to show you, which have now become available that weren't available beforehand. So if you come in here and just simply search Google Fonts, and it will come up with a list of plugins. Now there are several here. Now this is the one I've been using all this time and I recommend it. Now it's free. You can use this for free. The free version does everything you need. There is also a paid version which you can look at and upgrade to if you want to, but at the end of the day, up until now, I've always used the free version. And now there's a reason I always look for a plugin that has a pro version. And the simple reason is, if there's a pro version, then the developer has a financial interest in keeping this plugin up to date and working. If it's just a free plugin and there's no pro version or anything, then there's no incentive to keep that plugin updated, is there? There's no financial incentive. And that's very important. It's very important that plugins are consistently updated and managed by the developer. Otherwise, you can have compatibility issues, problems down the line. Okay, so there's my little tip. Always look for a free plugin that has a pro version too. So let's look at the details here. Okay, So this is it. It's very, very simple and it works really easily. This is the guy who's developed it, and I've been using this plugin for several years and I've never had a problem with it. Works brilliantly out of the tin. As I say, the free version too. But I'll put a link down in the description to the developer's website if you also want to look at the pro version. So it's quite simple. Just simply, as usual, find this plugin, install it. There we go. Activate it. And then go to the plugin itself, so you'll find it there you've just installed. Go to settings, okay, and all you really need to do is that. It's quite simple. You just come down here and save and optimize, and what this does is it goes through your site and finds any Google fonts that are on there and then creates the cache. Now see, it will show you any potential issues with your configuration. Here it shows you the cache status, and you've got all these other options. These are the pro options, of course, okay. And then down here, these are the fonts that it's found. Roboto, Slab, Montserrat. These are all Google fonts, okay. Click save and optimize again if you want to, and now everything is saved. Simple, job done. And it will continually check your site if you add any new Google fonts, and it will cache them. Or you can also come in at any time. You can empty the cache, you can refresh the cache here as is shown, and that's it. Simple as that, okay. Yeah, and it's telling you that there are no external Google fonts found on your site, blah blah blah. Successfully hosting all Google fonts locally. Job done. Okay. Now, the reason I say that I stopped using this again was not because it was no good. It was because of another reason. Now, first of all, I'm going to come in here, and if you decide you want to stop using this, just deactivate it and delete it. Now, the reason I stopped doing this is because I use a page builder called Elementor. And if you're using Elementor very recently introduced a new feature in the performance section, allowing you to load Google fonts locally. So if you enable that, that's it. It's done. So that will cache the Google fonts locally on your server for you. So if you're using Elementor, that's all you need to do. And this is available in the free version of Elementor as well as the pro version. If you're not using Elementor, then you can use the plugin I just showed you, or if you're using a cache-in plugin called WP Rocket, which is a paid plugin. Again, I'll put a link down in the description for you. A fantastic plugin. I use it on all my sites and all of my client sites who are on my monthly maintenance plan. And I don't want to talk to you, thank you. So again, open up your dashboard, come down here, and you've got the option now, if you're using WP Rocket, to preload fonts and self-host fonts locally. So that option is there in WP Rocket also. Now again, I don't have these turned on because I'm just using the Elementor one. You don't want to use 3 or several because it just causes conflicts or problems. So just the one. So I'm using the Elementor one, but these are the 3 options that you can use to self-host, cache, save Google fonts on your hosting and be fully GDPR compliant. Okay, thanks for watching.